don't know where all my money's gone for the I don't know how I'm gonna I don't know, blah blah blah. What are you talking about? Do you have a balanced budget sheet? Do you have a zero balance budget sheet? In a previous video, you saw me go over the zero balance budget sheet, what it is and why it's so important. Well, in this video, as promised, I'm going to break it down for you exactly how to do it step by step. This will be a tutorial demo. I will be holding your hand through this entire process. And stay tuned, guys, because about halfway through the video, approximately, who knows, maybe towards the end, you're going to see exactly how powerful this can start to get. At the beginning of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create it and get it going as fast as possible. And then once we get that going, I'm going to show you some really powerful things that you can start to do once you actually start to create this for yourself based on your financial situation and how you can actually use it as a source of truth to actually start making some proper money moves out there once you start getting a handle on what your actual situation is. And that's what this tutorial is designed to do, guys. This is a very powerful tool that you need to implement in your life. Pay very close attention. We don't want to be using apps and all this other kind of stuff and sacrifice the privacy of our financial situation. You know, we want it self-contained. We have an engineering background here, guys. We don't need apps and stuff to help us. We can quickly crank this stuff out and figure it out over here on our own. So we're going to be doing everything in Excel here. And we're going to self-contain and fully control all of this stuff and get it going straight from scratch. So let's get it going. Let's go ahead and get into it here. So I've gone ahead and shared an Excel sheet here. Go ahead and move myself to the side so we can kind of take a look and see what's going on. And don't worry, okay? This isn't going to be very complicated. I'm going to walk you through it like you're 10 years old, okay? And this is mainly because most adults never learn this properly either. Most adults never learn this properly either. You have the Henrys out there, right? The high earners, not rich yet, I guess is the acronym. There's people out there making a lot of money, and their money just getting blown all over the place because they don't have something like this set up where they can control their finances, right? So we're going to keep it super simple. You know, once you do this, you'll understand where every single dollar goes, guys. That's the point. You have to understand where every dollar goes. And that's important because you can't make better moves in life. You can't start side hustles. You can't invest. You can't build wealth if you don't even know how much you can save every month, right? So, why this matters, guys? Here's the truth. Most people don't need to make more money. Okay. There's a lot of people who are making a lot of money. They don't need to make more money. They need to manage what they already make better. You just have to manage what you can make, what you're currently making. Okay. This is the tool for that. If you make $3,000 or $5,000 a month, but you don't tell your money where to go, it's going to disappear on autopilot, guys. You can't do that. So we're going to fix that right now using this zero balance budget sheet. Every dollar you earn is going to have a job, your rent, your food, your savings, your side hustle funds, whatever it is. We're going to track it here right now. I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to become the boss of your money, not the other way around. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and open up Excel here right now. All right. Now, step one, guys, is what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a column here. If you guys can see up here in Excel, we're going to go ahead and call this the expenses column, right? We don't like this column, right? Because this is where we're going to be, this is going to be the column that's, we're going to be, it's going to be showing us, you know, where all of our expenses are going, right? So, and we don't like this column. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this, go ahead and just do something like this and make it, I don't know, it's red. Let's just make it red or pink or something, right? Let's do, because it's bad, you know, money's being spent. So we don't like that, right? We're going to do that. I'm just going to make it look pretty. There's a bunch of ways to do it, guys, but let's just go ahead and create this. We're going to create this column here is basically, I've labeled it expenses. It's where we're going to list out all of your expenses all in one place. It's where your money goes: rent, groceries, gas, savings, investing, entertainment, everything. Next to it, we're going to put month because we're going to do it like we're going to go by monthly. Here, we're going to do your income. We're going to say monthly here also. You know, we're just making it organized here. This is how much money is coming into your life. How much money is coming into your life from your jobs and everything else, right? We like this column. We're going to go ahead and call this we're going to make it green because, you know, green is money, right? So we'll just make that green here. And this is where, you know, you have your job one, whatever it might be. We're just going to call this job number one. We're going to call this business. We're going to call this side hustle. We're going to call this job number two. We're going to call this, I don't know, selling products or whatever, selling services, right? And these are, you know, different ways you can make money, right? But we're going to go ahead and start listing stuff out here, guys. Let's go ahead and, you know, we can get fancy with this too, but I'm just going to create a quick starting point one. There's a bunch of ways you can create this. You can get super fancy with this. We're just going to try to keep it super simple. I'm trying to hold myself back from going crazy with this right now, but right. So we're just gonna. It's just one column, which is the red column that you guys see there. That is your expenses. That's where all your money should be going, right? And then we also have another column with that's green here. That's your income. That's the money coming in, right? So money coming out, money coming in, right? So um, there's other ways you could do this too. I'll go ahead and explain those later. But for now, we'll just keep it like this, okay? Now let's go ahead and pretend you make for your first job you make $3,000, right? And we want this to be money, so we're going to go ahead and select this column. We're going to click the little money thing here, and now it treats all these columns here as money columns, right? You don't have any business, we're going to say 0. You don't have any side hustle, we're going to say 0. Job number 2, 0. Selling product, 0. Selling services, 0. We're just going to go ahead and assume that most of you guys out there, or your situation, you know, is you're just making $3,000 from your job, right? Then we're going to go and start doing your expenses, okay? And let's start printing. Let's start typing out some stuff. Let's just go ahead and say rent. You know, you spend money for rent. What else do I? What else do I spend money on? I spend money on food. What else do I spend money on? I spend money on, I don't know, car gas maybe, or cell phone. What's my cell phone bill? Shoot, I don't know, Netflix subscription or something like that, right? Spotify subscription, car payments, right? How much you guys are spending on car payments? And this at this point, you got to take inventory. When you're making this column here, you actually have to go into your bank account statements. You got to go into your Capital One and your whatever else you got going on, your bank statements, and you got to figure out. You got to look. You got to take out a monthly statement and go line by line and figure out where the hell what are you spending money on, right? But so I'm just creating a starter list for you guys, but you guys have to actually, this column here, this expense column is something that you have to modify on your own time for your own specific situation. You know, there's subscriptions and there's payments that some of you guys might have out there that others might not, right? So this is up on a case by case basis, right? Someone who has all kinds of businesses and all kinds of other expenses, paying employees, blah blah blah. Their sheet might be way more complex. They might need a proper system, but for the everyday person, this is a critical foundational thing that I'm showing you guys here, right? So let's keep going. Credit card number one, right? You know, student loan that you guys got to pay off, which is that's one of the most horrible loans that you can get, dude. You can't. I would strongly advise against. That's a whole other story, but you know, you got utility bills. What else? What else you guys think you guys want to have to pay for? I don't know. Um, fun money, I guess, and side hustle money, right? We won't even put side hustle money. We'll just keep it as expenses, right? So let's just say you spend, I don't know, 1,500 for rent, or you spend $600 on food. For gas money, you probably spend, I don't know, $50 a month on gas. Shoot, you know, modify it to your situation. I'm starting for it, you know. I'm giving you guys a starter list here. $20 for things, $20 for Spotify, your car payments. A lot of you guys are like car junkies out there. I'm $500 for that. You got your credit card thing that you're paying. Remember, this is monthly, guys. So you're paying, I don't know, $200 a month for your car. You're paying for your credit card. You're paying $200 a month for student loans, for your utilities, 250 or something, and your fund money. That's these are. Let's see what the situation is, right? So now we're gonna go down here. We're gonna create a total, right? We're gonna create a total. We're not gonna make this all any kind of colors, no fill. We're going to make this the dangerous column here. This is one of the most critical columns here that we're going to have to do. So we're going to make it a little fancy, mess with the borders a little bit up here. I don't know if you guys can see the cursor, but up at the top there, you can kind of see there's like settings for like, dollar signs and everything else. I could probably try to see if I could show my cursor here. Can you guys see the cursor? Or yeah, there you go. So the dollar sign here is what I use to make it dollar signs. And this is how I created the little borders. And I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but this is a little border thing that you can click. But anyways, I digress. Let's go here. This is the totals, right? So we're going to do a summation function. This is just, you just type in the equal sign and you select a cell, select an equal sign, type the word sum, and then you pick the cells that you want to sum up, which is all these, right? Close the open and close parentheses. You press enter and it sums everything up. Down here, you got your income. You do the same thing, equal sum. You select all these columns here. You sum it all up. It automatically does it for you now. That's the cool thing about Excel. You know, I'm not trying to make this an Excel tutorial or whatever, but like here, shoot, we got to lower these expenses because this is ridiculous. You can't make anything. You can't afford anything with can't afford anything with this amount of stuff you got going on here. Damn, dude, you can't do squat with $3,000. Jesus. Okay, so yeah, we got got all this here. So all right, so this is your ending thing, right? And as you can see, as I was changing the numbers now, automatically it adds up the totals. If I change a value here, you know, it'll add it up. If I make this 0, automatically it updates it, right? I don't know if you guys could see that. Let me see if I can make this even bigger here for you guys. Right? Look at this column here. I make this $100, it goes down. That's what the functions do. It allows you to do that kind of stuff, right? So your utilities are 200. Your cell phone bill is another $50, right? So you got this, right? This is a zero balance budget sheet, guys. You know, this is a zero balance. So in actuality, the balance, leftover balance is supposed to be leftover balance. It's actually supposed to equal, let's do equal your expenses minus your income. Right? So this is actually supposed to be whatever is left over. Let's do, you've got $60 that you can, there. Leftover balance now is 0. That's what the zero balance means here, right? This column right here, this is 0, which means that you took all of your money into consideration. The amount of money coming in, which was your $3,000 here, minus all of your expenses for the month is $3,000. So now you know where all your money is going. This solves the problem of where the hell is my money going, guys. Now you know where all your money is going. You need to have control of where your money is going. Now you know where your money is going, right? So what I like to do now, I'm gonna make it a little bit more like that's zero balance, right? Let's go ahead and remove this here. Get rid of all this and get rid of this. And I'm gonna show you guys a different way. I'm just trying to be helpful, and I'm just trying to give you guys more ammo to use here, right? We're gonna remove this fund money column, or we're gonna leave that in there. That's fine. We'll reduce this to 50 to 150. We'll reduce this to 200. Hopefully, damn, you freaking okay. This column here is called the percentage. I call this the percentage of income, right? This is an extra column that I created in here where we can get fancy with it. I'm going to call this, I'm going to hit the return. key here, and I'm going to call this we're going to equal it your income. We're actually going to call this we're going to call this your monthly expense divided by your income, right? And we're going to call this percentages. We're going to just hit this and hit the percentage sign, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to just double click right there, and it should automatically, we're going to call this actually right here. We're going to hit F4, the F4 key there, and that's going to lock that 3000 in place. And then we're going to just hit that down there like that, and it's going to automatically populate. And if we want to even get even more fancy with it, we could color code this and, you know, conditional formatting right here where you can do like a color scale. And we're just going to go ahead and pick a color scale here. We're going to make it actually like this. There you go. So now you guys can actually see here that 50% of your money, if this was your actual situation, 50% of your money is going to rent. You're making $3,000 and $1,500 of that's going into your rent. 50% of your income is going to rent. 17% of your income is going to food. 2% of your income is going to car gas. 2% is going to cell phone bills. 1% Netflix. Car payments is 7%. Credit card bills 5%. And you can kind of see how this is starting to get helpful, right? Because now that you know how much money you're making and where your money's going, you can start making some moves here, right, guys? So that was this is how you do it. This is how you do it, and you can expand this list, go back and rewatch the video, rewind it, see how it's done. So here's the trick. Here's another trick, guys. You got to update this each week. You got to update. There's actually a column you can create, or you might not even have to. You don't even have to get that fancy. Forget that. I mean, you can create like what you're planning to spend for the month, and you can create another column called how much you actually want to get paid. I mean, how much you actually did spend during the month versus how much you planned. So you can figure out, once you create this, then you want to keep track of this every week. How much did I actually spend on this? How much did I actually spend on that? You want to allocate this amount of money to this every month. And if it doesn't equal this, then you know that you're missing something, right? So this is a living document, right, guys? This is something that is once it's created, it's supposed to be your source of truth for your financial situation, right? For you to figure out what's happening, right? Because now, guess what? Now check this out. This is how much can you save? Let's make another column here and call it save monthly, save weekly. How much you're saving weekly, how much you're saving daily, or something like that, right? Why is everything red? We'll call this green. We'll do hold on. We'll make this all. We'll make this numbers also, and we'll do monthly is going to be equal. So do the math here. How much are you saving monthly? It's going to be your total income for the month minus your total that your expenses are. So you're able to save if this was your situation, you're able to save $150 a month, guys. How much is that a week? That's going to be equals that cell divided by 4 because there's 4 weeks in a month, right? You're able to save $37.50 a week. How many weeks are how many days are in a week? Daily. If you just assume the 5 days or the 7 days, however you guys want to do it for your situation, let's do that divided by 5 working days. You're saving daily $7.50 a day, right? So now let's get even more fancy and cool with it, right? So now you can actually project this. If you assume that this was your situation and it was not going to change and you're happy with this and trying to do this for a year, you can actually project outwards how much you'll be able to save, if you keep this up in this trajectory, how much are you going to have a year from now, right? So you make a column here. We're just going to make another column here at the bottom, right? Because we now have this value here. We're going to do, I don't know, today is October, or, November 2025, right? And then it's December 25. Let's do 11/1/2025. Let's do 12/1/2025. What is this? 12/1/2025. Select both columns, go all the way down, and go down even more. September, October, November, December, November, right? So this is the date column. This is the amount column. Now I'm starting to get fancy, right? I'm just trying to show you the power, of what you can do with this once you have these numbers figured out. What your situation is, right? Then you have this column here. We're going to just color code this kind of blue to kind of let you know that this is a different analysis that we're doing. And we're going to make a column here. We're going to do equals. For November, let's just assume you have, I don't know, $3,000 in your bank account, or I don't know, $1,000 in your bank account. We're going to do $1,000 plus the $150 that you were able to save for the month of November. So at the end of November of 2025, for example, you should have a total of $1,150 in your bank account, right? For the next month, you're able to save an additional $150. So we're going to take the previous amount and we're going to add plus whatever this column is. We're going to press F4 to lock that in, and we're going to do that. And then we're going to just grab this and we're going to just double click it, and it'll fill out the rest of the columns. And now you see here, guys, because you understand what your income is, and because you understand what your expenses are, and you're able to figure out how much you're able to save every month, if your financial situation didn't change and it remained the same, then you can kind of see, well, shoot, Mo, thanks for telling me. This is my income. This is my expenses. This is how much I'm able to save. And now I know that, I should be able to make, by May of 2026, I should be able to have $2,000 in my bank account saved. Oh, that's when I can actually start my side hustle now, finally, and I'll have enough money for blah, 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 finally, right? Yeah. Or you might be like, what the hell, Mo? This is my situation. I'm going to only have $3,000 saved after a year of working my butt off. Are you kidding me? That's it? And that's supposed to motivate you now. Like, we gotta go back up here and change stuff. What if you got a second job? I mean, if your expenses, because these are your expenses, and the list might get bigger than this, right? Once you figure out what your expenses are, and you track everything, right? And you figure out that there's a bunch of subscriptions and all kinds of other BS that you didn't need, that you're just wasting money on, bleeding out, and you figure that out, right? But once you get this honed in and you start canceling you don't need Netflix. Well, what can I do to speed that up? I don't need Netflix. I'll just make that zero. I don't need what else do I got to pay off my credit card bills, and you manage to do that and you get that to zero. You don't have any more car payments anymore. You get that to zero. You don't have any more student loan debts. You get that to zero. Now you actually got some stuff that you actually, thing. Now look at what happens with your situation, dude. You got rid of your student loans, which is $150 a month. You got rid of your credit card bills that was like $100 a month. You got rid of your car payment that was like $150, $200 a month. Look what that did to your situation. Now, if you still have the same job, look at this. Now you're able to, remember previously you were only able to save like $3,000 after a year. Now look at that freaking number. Now you're able to save 3-4 times more. In a year, you'll have $10,000 saved up, bro. What the hell are you doing with all this debt and all this credit card bills and all this other crap? Get rid of that. Pay it off. Get it done. Look how much more you could save, 3-4 times more if you got rid of all that crap. Even better. Check this out. What if you got another second job? What if you got another second job? And you're making an extra $2,000 from that, dude. Now you're making, instead of making $3,000 a month, you're making $5,000 a month. And now how much are you able to save after a year? $35,000. In 1 year, you're going to have $35,000, bro. Samantha, Monique, you're gonna have $30,000 here. Oh, now we're starting to. Now we're starting to. So, bro, you can't do this kind of analysis of your life if you don't get something like this built. You know, in an Excel sheet where you can see it and where you can mess with the numbers and actually see from your actual situation what your situation is, right, guys? So here's, this is why it gets powerful. You can actually see exactly where you can start saving money every month. This is the start of financial intelligence, guys. You can't build systems, you can't scale income, and you can't make power moves if you're guessing all the time. You need to control and have full control over and an understanding of where the heck your money is coming from, where it's going. Because then you could do stuff like this. You could start doing an analysis. This is your boardroom meeting right here. This is your personal boardroom meeting of your own financial situation, right? So let's go ahead and recap, guys. You got to list every category of where your money goes, just like what I did here. Rewind, go back and rewatch the video so you make sure that you do it. And let me know if this is helpful, right? So I can start cranking out more of this kind of stuff. But this is a very high value tool that you need to start implementing. You got to assign every dollar a job until your income minus your expenses equals zero. What that basically means, guys, is you have to know where every single dollar, every one of your dollars goes, right? So that you can make moves out there in the world properly. Track what you actually spend. Use what's left over. Blue columns here. Look how much you could look now. Look how much money you have for side hustles and trying to get businesses off the ground and trying to make moves out there and trying and investing money to see, to increase what you can make, guys. Use what's left over to build your side hustles and your freedom fund and all that other kind of stuff, right? Start investing in the IRA and Roth IRAs and all this other. I mean, those are all. There's a whole other kind of conversations I want to have with you guys. I can have with you guys, but this can't happen. I mean, you get off the drugs, get off the alcohol, gotta get your stuff to get your things straight, get your head in the right place and the head right and the right headspace. Think clearly. Get your finances right. There's a step-by-step approach you have to take systematically to start heading in the right direction. These are powerful. This is a powerful tool here, guys. Okay. This sheet right here, guys, is how people go from chaos to control. It's how they stop being broke and how they start building, guys. These are foundational steps that you need to take. This right here, okay? Because at the end of the day, guys, every dollar is a soldier. Every one of the dollars, you guys are going out there working your butts off. And you're making that money. Every one of these dollars, think of every one of these dollars as a little soldier of yours, right? And if you don't give your soldier orders, then they're gonna wander off and they're gonna die in battle. And then I'm gonna be over here listening to you talking about I don't know where all my money's gone for the I don't know where all my money's went for them and then all these videos of the I don't know how am I gonna I don't know blah blah blah. What are you talking about? Do you have a balanced budget sheet? Do you have a zero balanced budget sheet? Okay. Or if you don't, go ahead and give no orders for your soldiers. Let them die off. Right. So go ahead and implement this, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave comments in the comment section of the video. Like the video, subscribe in the comments. Go ahead and just let me know if this was helpful. I'm making these videos because I'm trying to help the younger. I'm thinking about the younger me, the younger folks, the people out there who are struggling. I'm a solution-minded individual. I like to find solutions to problems. I like to provide value out there into the world. I think about like what would the younger me would this have been helpful for the younger me when I didn't know, when I might not have known these things. And so I'm trying to help out, sprinkle some value out there. So let me know if this was helpful. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you on the next one.